Good evening, it's the FA Cup fourth round, day 2. For the big boys, it's a time to take a break from the weekly slog of the league campaign, turn on the style and give the fans a treat. Well, that's the theory anyhow. Flying high in the league with a returning hero in their midst, what could possibly go wrong for Arsenal today? They were at Stoke, home of the long throw. And from the San Siro to Scunthorpe, the next step of Roberto Mancini's footballing odyssey.
For me, it's a difficult game. For Scunthorpe, it's the match of the life.
Manchester City were at Scunthorpe Park, and didn't they just know it? Yes, indeed. Well, Robbie Earle is here alongside me in the studio, having made the trip back down from Stoke, where you watched the match, and he picked up a hitchhiker on the way, one you might just recognise. He goes by the name of Peter Reid. Stoke City's number 2, of course, these days, still kicking and heading every ball from the dugout. And we'll hear from both Peter and Robbie shortly. But for now, let's crack on with the action. Our first game comes from the Britannia Stadium, where Stoke faced opponents they've never beaten in any form of cup competition, a team by the name of Arsenal. It had all the makings of a classic footballing culture clash. Your commentators are Gareth Southgate and Clive Tildesley.
Stoke's hand has been weakened by an injury to skipper Abdoulaye Faye. Danny Collins returns to the defence, one of 3 changes to the team that came back against Liverpool here last weekend. Glenn Whelan is recalled to the midfield. Ricardo Fuller gets the nod over Tunchai up front. Only Cesc Fabregas from this team played in Arsenal's last game. The anticipated wholesale changes include the headline comeback of Sol Campbell and Theo Walcott's latest attempt to get his season started. Big J Emmanuel Thomas plays his first senior Arsenal game up front in a mix and match team of old and new. Arsenal's second ever visit to the Britannia Stadium. They lost the first, lost the game, and Robin van Persie to a red card that day. You get the impression it's one of those places that Arsene Wenger wouldn't necessarily come on holiday. And Gareth Southgate alongside me has already used the press to make sure that Stoke keep to the rules today.
Yeah, it was very interesting. His pre-match briefing on Friday, I think it was, where he spoke about, I think it was reference to the game against Bolton last week, and he kept talking about teams think they can out-muscle us, out-physical us. Not an approach he agrees with. He knows his team have to stand up to that, but look, other teams don't have the quality that Arsenal have, so they've got to use their own strengths to try and encounter them. And
here is one of those strengths. Rory Delap having the ball served up to him via the towel, which referee Martin Atkins is happy for the use of, as long as Arsenal get use of it too. But they're not a long throw team. Stoke City are. And here comes the first offering from Rory Delap. Oh, it's in! What a start, Ricardo Fuller! 70 seconds. Rory Delap's first throw is too hot for Arsenal to handle. Ricardo Fuller reaches it first, fires it beyond Fabianski, a hesitant Fabianski, and the die is cast for the afternoon. They just cannot handle Delap's throws.
Incredible. I mean, you know what's coming. A number of teams that have been here. Goalkeeper looked as if he was going to come and deal with it. Well, it's poor, really. He's got to go and attack it. For Ricardo Fuller to win a header at that height is poor defending.
I mean, it bypasses everybody at the near post. It should be Fabianski's. He's just looking to catch it in his midriff, but he's beaten to the punch by Fuller. Etherington. Fuller, a little change of pace. Good support there too from Delap, if he could have pulled it back.
Well, it was important positioning from Sol Campbell, but again, right back Coquelin not getting tight enough, making his midfield player come back and do his own defending for him.
Here's Walcott, he's trying to lay it off to Villa. It's a bit more like it from Arsenal. Goal kick given. It's a good ball from Emmanuel Thomas initially. They think it should be a corner.
It's a decent layoff.
Oh, it is a corner too.
It is.
Eastman of Villa. Into the path of Traore. Fabregas in some control. It's come out as far as to Nielsen. Charged down well by Shawcross. Eastman immediately under pressure from Sidibe, and fair pressure, says the referee. Won the ball. Etherington up towards Fuller. Campbell stands his ground.
Very strong defending, very strong. I mean, what Sol Campbell and Mikel Silvestre will have to deal with, a lot of balls slip down the side channels that Fuller and Sidibe chase all day.
Vella. Picked up by Shawcross. One back by Eastman. Danielson. It might be the first time in the game that Arsenal have been able to string half a dozen passes together. Whitehead first to the ball. Danielson tackling back. Traore, though, under pressure from Fuller, loses out. And Fuller's found a way beyond Traore and beyond Danielson. And pull back for Sidibe. Still a chance for Delat, maybe. Sidibe taking responsibility, having had a rather wild swing at the chance that came his way, and it was a chance.
Well, I think Traore's got to be stronger there. He had two opportunities, one to win the first tackle, and then he was too easily beaten for Fuller to get the cross in for Sidibe. I think he started well, Sol Campbell, when you consider how little football he's had, just that half a reserve game.
Delat with the throw. Flies close to the Arsenal goal, but off a Stoke head, apparently.
I thought that came off Mikel Silvestre, actually.
Didn't look like it, didn't it? Goal kick was given. Fella's given that away. It's one back, though, by Eastman. And then by Fuller. Delat. Now, was he fouled by Traore? Yes, he was. Free kick's been given.
He was enticing Traore to knock it out for a throw, really, wasn't he?
Etherington with the free kick. Oh, and it was flicked by an Arsenal head beyond the far post. Danielson, wasn't a lot of control about that header.
Good pace on the ball in, doesn't really clear the first man, and really Silvestre's got to talk there and take command of that situation a bit more.
Goalkeeper choosing to punch. A bit straight, that one. Whelan can knock it back into the centre. Danielson looking to chest it down. He's lost out to Fuller. Oh, and Silvestre dived in there. And I got a feeling if Fuller had gone down initially, a very well-placed referee would have had little choice but to give a penalty.
I think that might have been, by the way. I think the way that he went down may have made the referee change his decision. Be interesting to see that again. Mikel Silvestre doesn't get any of the ball there.
Traore. Looking to run Huth. Kept up with him. You know Robert Huth, who had him at Middlesbrough. This is not his favourite position.
No, but you're not going to run him on the outside there in a straight leg race, because he can shift once he's into his stride.
One ball given. Whitehead claims chest. Fabregas appealed for the handball. Again, Martin Atkinson was very close. But it's a situation of some danger, this, for Stoke City. Silvestre and Campbell are forward. Fabregas instead rolls it for Danielson to strike, and it's through everybody and in, and Arsenal have equalised. Danielson shot, somehow found a way past Thomas Sorensen. And from a contentious free kick, let's not forget, Arsenal have managed to get back on terms with Danielson's first ever FA Cup goal.
Well, Tony Pulis is having a word with the linesman down here. I don't think he's too happy with the initial decision. I think it takes a deflection here when it's played to Danielson.
Who does it hit?
Played across here.
It's the initial charging player, I think, who gets...
I think it hits Danny Collins just on the way through. Here's the handball again. I mean,
Well, it does definitely hit the arm.
It does.
But it is ball to arm, maybe. This is the last act of a fascinating first half. Still up takes, and there's the whistle.
So, 1-1 at the break, and the tie absolutely in the balance. Stay with us for the second half.
Another fixture, a replay against Tony Pulis' Stoke the week after next. He's certainly not on the schedule that he's got in mind for the next few weeks. Nicholas Bentner's about a week away from coming back. Samir Nasri is close to fitness. One or two others who are missing today with minor knocks. Bakary Sagna should be fit for Wednesday. And he does have on the bench today Andriy Arshavin, Thomas Rosicki and Eduardo. How long will he wait, Gareth?
Oh, I think he'll give the team that are out there at least another 15 minutes or so. They've got themselves back into the game just before half-time, which was crucial. And he won't want to use the big hitters on the bench if he doesn't really need to.
Big hit from Hoot. It was very high on Vela. Was penalised there. I think it was Fabregas in front of him. Or maybe it was the nudge by Campbell. Certainly Fuller got caught in the sandwich. Etherington into the path of Collins, trying to get around Campbell. Good recovery.
Yeah, good defending. Arsenal were caught on the hop there. Stoke taking a quick free kick, not switched on, but good defending again from Sol Campbell.
Whelan will take the corner. Huth and Shaw cross are forward along with Higginbottom. Oh, and Fabianski had a bit of a flap at that, and it was Sol Campbell again who had to clear. Whitehead keeping the pressure on. Stoke have got the throw.
Nervous moments again. I mean, it's so difficult for the keeper to come. There's so many bodies. I mean, he gets there, but it's such a difficult position with Sidibe standing right on him at all those set plays.
Fabianski couldn't get to that one. No, was that a free kick? The referee's certainly given a decision Arsenal's way.
I think he's given the free kick, but it's either fantastic defending or an horrific miss, as it does come in the box.
Well, he's impeded by his own man, isn't he? I always think rugby union's an impossible game to referee. Those long throws and corner kicks, just about impossible for a referee to call. And it's not as if there was any shirt pulling or anything going on there. Etherington. Got three in support here, Matthew Etherington. And Fabianski has to claim that.
Good run and decent ball in.
Thomas to Nielsen.
This game's wide open. I mean, for all that Arsenal have more of the controlled possession, you know that the way Stoke play, they'll create chances, whether it's from open play or whether it's from a set piece. So they're always in a game like this.
Walcott on the way here. That's the biggest threat, really, if Coquelin can get him in behind Collins. To Nielsen, to Fabregas. Traore joining in. It's taken on Huth and Delap and found a cross. Bought and headed by Shawcross. Really good work by Armand Traore.
Fantastic the way he dug that cross out from that position.
To Nielsen. Vela. Fabregas couldn't resist, and Sorensen had to deal with it.
There's a little spell of pressure where Arsenal have been prepared to keep switching the play from one side to the other, trying to drag Stoke around, and that gives Fabregas a little bit of time to get a shot away.
Sidibe. Oh, and that's awkward. It was really well defended in the end by Coquelin. He didn't have a lot to spare. But he had to do something. Fabianski stayed at home.
He dealt with it well. I mean, it's a great ball in from Sidibe. Great cross, just too far for the goalkeeper. Coquelin's heart must have been in his mouth, but he's done enough.
Missed by 6 inches. Forward by Whelan. Etherington onside. Now can they catch up with him? Rolled in towards Delap. Oh, Fabianski couldn't catch it. And Delap couldn't connect. And somehow Etherington's cross found its way through everybody. Game getting stretched now. Arsenal can counter. Denilson. Fabregas. One back by Whitehead. Early forward towards Fuller. Sylvester in control. Foul by Whelan.
Well, Etherington's ball just before that earlier on. I thought he was just offside at the time, but he wasn't. He timed his run perfectly and... oh dear, it's like a box of chocolates, Fabianski, and you never know what you're going to get.
Well, this is a statement of intent. Midpoint in the second half approaches. And here come the big boys. Now, Arshavin's surely not going to wear that hat, is he? Etherington. Looked like handball that by Eastman.
That was handball.
Stoke have it back as it happens. Whitehead, early forward. Delap's onside here. First touch just a little heavy and Sylvester got across. It was awkward to take. An awkward, bumpy landing for Mikel Sylvester. Wasn't a terrible touch by Delap. It just showed enough of it to Sylvester. Denilson. Arshavin. Whelan's 1x, done some good work in that area today, Glenn Whelan. Didn't particularly want that back. Fabregas, Arshavin. Denilson forward, Ramsey. It was the introduction of Diaby and Nasri, which really turned the third round tie at Upton Park, Arsenal's way. The substitutions have a similar impact here. Sidibe. He's got Fuller with him. He's come a long way. Fuller! Arsenal on the brink. Stoke City lead with 13 minutes to go. Big Mama Sidibe galloped down the right-hand side. And Ricardo Fuller scores his second goal of the afternoon. Arsenal are staring FA Cup exit in the face.
Sidibe has to take all of the credit for that. Running away from Denilson here, he couldn't get close to him. And the quality of the cross, inch perfect. Fuller just pulling off the back of Sol Campbell there, but it's a inch perfect cross.
Manchester United out. Liverpool out. Arsenal on the brink.
Diao will go into the middle of the midfield and push Whitehead onto the right, a little bit more solid in the midfield. And they'll just be hoping for Tunjai to relieve some pressure by running the ball in behind Arsenal, I would think.
Sidibe to Etherington. Whitehead waits. Stoke City are there. Arsenal are out. 3-1. Dean Whitehead's first goal for Stoke City confirms their success, surely. Stoke have deserved this.
Well, the change works perfectly for Tony Pulis. Tunjai Harris in the defence. It's another great ball in from Etherington. Is he offside? It's difficult to tell from that angle, but he looked okay. And Whitehead, who he's just moved onto the right-hand side, probably wouldn't have been in that position until he made the substitution.
I think he got the benefit of the doubt. Tuncay, it's 4! It's a landslide!
That's handball. I think he's given handball.
Oh, he's disallowed it for handball. The flag was down. Big smile both from goal scorer and referee. Eduardo. Ramsey charging on. He's found some space. Down he goes. Free kick. It will be Fabregas or Eduardo. It says Fabregas. Wall stood firm. Fabregas again, deflected on the way through, and Sorensen grabs it. It's a big Stoke wall, that. Big wall. This is the disallowed effort of Tuncay's.
It's a good flick. I think you'll just see here, yeah, just controls it with his right arm.
Don't think there'll be water later for Tony Pulis. Certainly won't be for him. They're going to celebrate it. Another big gun falls. Arsenal go the way of Manchester United and Liverpool. Beaten by Tony Pulis' Stoke City here at the Britannia. 2 goals from Ricardo Fuller did the trick. Dean Whitehead confirmed the victory. This FA Cup is wide open this season.
No, I thought the lads were brilliant today. I thought they really worked hard from the the first minute to the last minute. We've given it our best shot. Everybody's had a go and run round, and we've caused them lots and lots of problems today.
It was a battle and a very tight game, I believe, and of course at 1-1 it was we looked like taking over when the 3 players came on, and we made 1 or 2 mistakes where we lost the ball and got caught on counter-attack. What was today the problem of the day.
Well, Peter Reid, it's great when a plan works out, isn't it? Congratulations. You enjoyed watching that again?
The manager's game plan, well, yeah, they did. It was some good football. Besides, our shutting down and stopping Arsenal playing, we got down the sides, got crosses in, and put them under a lot of pressure.
You didn't know until now that Stoke had never beaten Arsenal in any cup competition.
I knew there was a couple of contentious games in the 70s, but that was a great result for everyone concerned.
Rob, a more dispassionate point of view, perhaps, up in your pundit's box there?
It was being billed as beauty versus the beast, the beautiful football of Arsenal and sort of the beastly long throw in the way that Stoke played. But Stoke won the game with more than that, actually, and they closed down, they did all the other. This was after 70 seconds. Arsenal can have no excuses. You know what's going to come. It's the first chance Delap has to do this. Fuller does ever so well because he nicks in front. Watch Coquelini, who's marking him with 37. He goes behind the goalkeeper. That allows Fuller just to get in front. Fabianski's really got to take that and come and punch and clear out. He doesn't. Great start for Stoke, and as Peter said, then the atmosphere really built in the ground.
Peter, I mean, sorry, carry on. But
long throws. I mean, I remember when I was a kid, a team from King's Road, Ian Hutchinson taking long throws, and it was, let's say, it was sexy in them days. Because Stoke do it, it's a threat. And it puts people under pressure, so use it, and we do use it.
And the thing is that Delap can vary it as well. It's not just that, absolutely.
The flight of him, he does it well.
I think the key thing today, though, and people are always going about the throw and the direct play, the second and third goal, they were down to good football. Yeah. And, you can almost forget about, all the hustle and bustle.
Matthew Etherington all day was so dangerous down that left flank.
Quality coming from the wide areas. Look how many times the ball goes across the box in good areas where, we were unfortunate red and white shirt wasn't on the ball. Etherington on the left-hand side was a revelation. I thought he looked fit, he looked really on top of his game.
It's a good chance for Delap here, isn't it? Yeah. Almost in there.
It's the wide, it's the other wide man getting in the near post, so these areas are great. Sidibe, this is fantastic.
Yeah, how about this cross, Peter?
That's brilliant. I mean, the weight there, considering he's getting shut down, I mean, he outpaces Danielson here. I think Traore's got on the overlap. But the quality here.
But if that's Drogba, we're saying that's brilliant, Unfortunately, because it's Sidibe, people say, well, he's a big lump, I'm not sure if he means it. Again, watch when they hustle, this is the part of the game they'll do well. Ball into Eddington, now this is about quality. Ball just fed along the 6-yard box. Dean Whitehead, who's broke forward from midfield. You can see he's clearly onside. Look at the weight of this ball. Just keeps himself onside, Whitehead. Beautiful ball in. And you can say that had nothing to do with long throws or physical play. That's good football.
Yeah. There was another team involved today, Arsenal, and Sol Campbell. I mean, you know, it was a surprise for many people he's gone back to Arsenal. What did you make of his contribution today, Peter? He did OK, didn't he?
Well, obviously, when he hasn't played games, we try to put pressure on him. But like you rightly said, he defended really, really well. Shows the strength there, you know, which he always had. Gets it in the air, and he wasn't a weak link. I mean, Sol's had a really good game. It was just that on the day, we were very positive in winning second balls, and when we attacked, we knocked good crosses in. Sol's done everything right there. You couldn't put it down to Sol coming back. I thought he had
Your
a
front two
decent
were
game.
effective as
Yeah,
well, instead of being fuller. You know, there was a spell, just about 70 minutes, you thought, are they tiring? And then they got another lease of life, some more energy, and really did plough on.
England, Sol Campbell, is that mad? To talk about that, because it's already been mentioned.
I think if England are looking for people, why not Hetherington on the left-hand side? Because we haven't got the balance there. You never know. No, you never know.
Matthew Etherington.
He's done absolutely brilliant.
He had a great game today. Yeah. Absolutely, Peter, and so did you all. Congratulations, a famous win for Stoke City. After the break, we're off to Glanford Park. And would this be Robinho's last ever match for Manchester City? And if so, what could Scunthorpe do to spoil his party? The last tie of round 4 is coming up next. Now, next up, it was iron against oil. Scunthorpe United, the team from the steel town, struggling a little bit in the Championship, provided the opposition to Manchester City, the richest club in the world, with the ambition to match. North Lincolnshire had never seen the like, and nor had Jim Beglin or Peter Drury.
The Iron, a club that truly represents its people, a home of hard work, honesty and prudent budgeting. On the terrace at the Doncaster Road end, they bounce and sing for their town and their team. Their team is strengthened by the return of first-choice keeper Joe Murphy, his first game of the calendar year, and the giant Rob Jones comes into the back four after Andrew Wright hurt himself in training on Friday. City, between Manchester derbies, select accordingly, and in so doing, given the additional absence of so many major players to Africa and injury, they illustrate a huge depth of squad. And for Robinho, on the eve of his 26th birthday, this is an FA Cup debut. Forward by Ireland, taken up by Benjani. Ireland, nudged on by Robinho. Petrov. Robinho. Lost his sense of fun. Petrov, away from Thompson! Smashing goal! Martin Petrov shows who's in charge. Inside 3 minutes.
Robinho with all the step-overs, and he's just slipped a simple ball. Now it's a case of Petrov. We know he's a winger. He looks as if he's tucked in this formation today. And just once he gets past Thompson, the only thing on his mind is just to get a shot in. This is a rocket. That's absolutely brilliant. And a brilliant start for City.
Hayes, Thompson. Hayes, Hooper, McCann. Nicely spread for Wolford. The fullback Williams has gone up beyond him. Wolford's had a crack! Best from Scunthorpe yet.
That's the beauty as well, Peter, of having a good other foot. You know, he plays on the left-hand side of midfield, but he can often do this. His right foot is quite strong.
Nice touch from Hayes. Here goes Williams, running away from Ibrahim. It's Marcus Williams. Ibrahim did very well. Well, the youngster's earned his spurs there.
Well, it's great tracking back from Ibrahim, but I just think he could have hit it earlier. Hit it now. You know, he doesn't need to take another touch. He can test Stuart Taylor by getting it in a little sooner.
And Scunthorpe's first set piece, which they've taken short and hurriedly. In by Hooper! And off the bar from Byrne! The underside of the bar!
Well, what happened to the City defence then? Because Scunthorpe had two on the far post, totally unmarked.
Reloaded by Togwell, down by Jones! Oh, how's he missed that?
Well, it's a great little knockdown from Rob Jones, and he just doesn't get any decent contact on it. And clever, little short corner, and they get two round the back. For me, Byrne should have scored. That should have gone in first, before the second chance came. That's a miss, big time. Can't believe it.
Johnny, faced by Williams. Away from Wolford. Set back for Petrov, who shaped one. And Murphy's gone well to hold onto that.
Scunthorpe have got to get tighter to that. I like Benjani for his work rate. Does really well with the nutmegs and then picks out Petrov. Gone for the curler. Hasn't got enough pace on it to beat Murphy.
Oh, good tackle by Byrne. Now Hooper. And then Thompson. And now Byrne again. And Wolford. And Cliff Byrne has won a corner.
Well, Robinho should have been stronger in that for me. Should have provided a challenge. Just basically left it to Byrne, pinched it off him.
Atkins there with one of his lieutenants, Ian Barraclough. Here comes the big fella Jones up from centre half. They've worked another short one. And McCann has hit it deep. Back in by Byrne against Anuha. In by Thompson. And over his head by Wolford. And Hayes has hit it! And Scunthorpe are level! Belter! A dream belter from Paul Hayes for the Iron!
Is he offside? I was expecting the flag to come up. It's not come. It's a big stroke of luck for Scunthorpe. But you know, on the balance of play, after the bad start they had with City scoring so early, I think it is deserved. But that is a superb finish.
De Jong for Ireland. It's a pinging one for Ibrahim. Ibrahim's delivery.
It's a great ball in.
Headed out as far as De Jong. And Ireland 2-1 City. Nedum Anuha in the last minute before half-time, having galloped up from right full-back.
I mean, it's a great ball in originally by Ibrahim, and he's just peeled off beautifully. Murphy maybe could have been a little quicker in getting out to him, and he's just poked it in. But Stephen Ireland, clever little ball over the top, knew he had Anuha on the run. I just don't think it's the best effort from the goalkeeper in trying to stop it.
Right on half-time, Nedum Anuha has snatched the lead back for City, and it's going with form and expectation. Decent cup tie though, Scunthorpe 1, Manchester City 2.
Cruel timing then for Scunthorpe as they head for their half-time cup of tea, but nothing was decided yet. After the break, we'll have the second half.
So Scunthorpe did almost all they can do in the first half, but still trail. The cup tie remains very much alive. The last of natural daylight has disappeared in Lincolnshire, and the local team have 3/4 of an hour to turn the cup tie round. Forward again by Murphy. Hooper. Well, that has stayed with him. Hooper found Tockwell! Oh, what a save that is!
That's just brilliant football all around. And as we thought, still plenty left in Scunthorpe's tank. Great ball by Hooper to find Togwell. OK, it's a bit central, but it still has to be matched. And Taylor reacts well, instinctive. Good stop.
Petrov. Aimed in at Robinho, and away by Byrne. Petrov, beautiful take. Made to check by Jones. Silvino. Silvino's drive! A wonderful goal! What a fabulous goal! Worthy of winning any cup tie. Left Murphy flat-footed, and in all probability takes Manchester City into the 5th round of the FA Cup. This is simply a bluter.
It is. It's special. Look at the dip, the movement on it as well. I mean, Murphy's unsure exactly where it's going, but I mean, Nigel Atkins has been urging his players to press and close Manchester City, and for the most part they did.
Scunthorpe have had more of the ball in the second half than City. But it only takes a second. It took a split second for the ball to travel from Silvino's left boot into the roof of the net. And Petrov away from Murphy. Tracked it right across the face.
Well, you know, with Rob Jones running back as well, trying to retrieve the situation, I thought for a moment it could go in off him. It's just a mistake here. Byrne thinks he's going to get it. Murphy misreads, and you know, he's done the right thing and firing it right across. I just think it came off the pitch, didn't it? Bobbled up. Nobody got a touch on that. That's a poor decision.
Manchester City do have a corner they oughtn't to have. And Ibrahim was stopped on the line again, and Robinho couldn't finish.
How's that not gone in? I can't believe that. He's a little handshake there with Joe Murphy. I mean, it's the first one from Ibrahim, and that's cleared. And then it comes straight to Robinho. That's an instinctive stop from Murphy, and then he's just able to fall on it.
And Robinho, about whom you sense he could play till Christmas and never score a goal. Stockton shook the goalkeeper's hand. Here's Hooper. Thompson. He's won another throw, and that means Togwell again. The time for subtlety has passed.
Get the big men up there, no surprise to see that man, Jones.
It is mixer time. Last quarter of a fourth-round cup tie. Jones is up, and Byrne is in, and the cup tie's on.
I just wonder whether it's taken a deflection off a City player. Can't be sure, but it might have just been enough to take it wide of Taylor. And there is a lot of life left in this. Again, Togwell with the long throw. I mean, he's competing on it. I just wonder, has it come off Boyata? I think we'll probably tell from this. Maybe, I think it might have. Yeah, it does.
It does.
Boyata gets a little touch.
Does he care who it's come from? Silvino. Benjani. And Petrov! This time Murphy's got across.
That's what I mean. You know, it's been there all the while for City whenever they want to flick the switch and turn it on. And he has to go at it a bit differently then, try and go for the curler. And that is a fine stop from Murphy on that occasion.
Petrov from out of that tight corner. Oh! Header wide from Boyata.
And you know, there's nobody on the post.
Petrov, Silvino, Robinho, Zabaleta, Manuha. Zabaleta did very well to make that his and get away from McCann and feed Robinho, and now Silvino, and now Petrov, and now Robinho. Surely that does it. It was a silky smooth goal. Just a beauty to bless the cup tie with. It is what Robinho can do, it is what City can do, and it is now 4-2 for Manchester City.
Well, somehow I suspected he was going to put a bit more behind that one as well from the earlier chances he had. And I think this is brilliantly worked from Manchester City. This is just class, the passing and the movement, 1- and 2-touch stuff, the little ball around the corner to get Robinho in the space from Petrov. And no surprise to see him put the laces through it. And, I mean, they should have sewn it up now, but you know, what a cracking cup tie again.
Sum up your team's performance today.
Well, like they do every week, they work very hard for each other. I think that was evident. We've tried to make it a proper cup tie. We've tried to have a go at Manchester City.
You wanted entertainment, didn't you, from your team?
I did want entertainment because, as I said, the players work very, very hard every day in training, every game. We're trying to be the best that we can be, and we've tried to have a right good go at it today.
Robinho, he scored. Is he staying?
No, Robinho.
Is he staying with City?
No. Robinho scored a good goal, but 5 minutes to the end, we defend and we need another players fresh.
Does he stay with Manchester City, though, as a player?
I think so, yes, because Robinho is a good player, he's a top player. It's important that he improve every game.
Oh, is that it? I was hoping Gabriel was going to ask him one more time about Robinho. We'll come to
I thought
Manchester.
you were going to say pass.
Absolutely. Listen, Scunthorpe gave a fantastic account of themselves there and played some great football at times. But when you've got players of the quality that City have at their disposal, you're always going to produce great goals, and that's what they did today, isn't it, Peter?
Yeah, it was a good football match, and like you said, they matched them. But in the end, the extra quality showed. You know, and all credit. I mean, this is Rubinho. They might have got a bit tighter here.
At this point, they look frozen, don't they? Just staring
a bit
at
tighter,
them.
and then you can't let him go on his left peg, Petrov, if you're going to be ultra critical. But let's just say it's a fantastic finish. You know, he's shifted the ball, and he's hit a great strike.
Sometimes you come against better players and you do sit off because you don't want to get hurt. This one from Salvino is an unbelievable hit. I mean, you can't stop that. Look how the ball dips and swerves, flies past the keeper. He'd been moved from full-back into midfield, had a big effect on the game, Salvino, and that extra quality was always there on the City side.
But, I mean, Scunthorpe, to give them great credits, they conceded that fantastic goal early on, and then they just went at City, and they didn't lose any composure. They kept their shape, and they carved out their chances, didn't they, as well?
This is well worked, this off a corner.
Clever move, isn't it?
Yeah, a good ball in the back step. Cliff Byrne getting on there, and he might have scored there, you know, but put him under pressure, and this is a great chance. Hayes, is it? Just nearly gets on the end of it. And they kept on going, they kept getting in behind.
Good finish.
It was a great finish.
It was a great finish, that. Offside.
It's a yard. You're allowed a yard against City.
But that's a great skill, that.
I don't think there'll be any regrets from Scunny. They had a good go, and you know they've scored a couple of goals, but in the end, the quality from City just told. Yeah.
All the headlines were about Rubinho. Will he, won't he? What's going on there? So we were all watching him, and in fact, he had a decent game. He had a lot of chances, but it took a while to really show what he can do.
He's got undoubted talent. You know, this boy can play, and it's up to Mancini and Brian Kidd to get the best out of him. That was a great move, and it's a great finish.
They kept the ball well, worked it into him, and this is, as you say, what he can do. Doesn't do it often enough, doesn't often do it away from home. If you listen here, the fans are saying, we want Rubinho, they're happy with him. I'm not so sure yet he's got the manager's trust, and Peter will tell you, the manager has to have trust with a player, but know that he can go on and do a job for him if he's going to play him week in, week out. OK, well, a little bit later at Wembley, Jim Rosenthal was there and drawing the balls out for the fifth round of the FA Cup, sponsored by E.ON, and this is what came out of the hat. Wolves, Crystal Palace, they will play Aston Villa. Manchester City, Stoke, we'll come to that in a second. Bolton will face the winners of either Tottenham or Leeds. Chelsea, relatively comfortable draw there, I suppose, easier than most, at home to Cardiff. And a cracker on the south coast, Southampton against Portsmouth, very eye-catching. Manchester City, Stoke City. Like the look of that, Peter Reid. Back to your spiritual home in many ways.
One of my old clubs. They beat us recently, just over Christmas, in the league, so it's a good one for us. But we've had 2 home draws, so a lot of averages. We've got to do it the hard way. But it's a great tie for us. I mean, they're not going to look forward to the visit of Stoke City, having seen what you've just done to Arsenal. I don't think anybody. They know they'll be in for the game, but they've got quality players. We'll have to be at our best, but I'm sure it's a game that all the players will be relishing. Robbie, thanks very much for your contribution on and off the M6. Peter Reid, thanks very much for joining us. Thanks for the hitchhike as well. Yeah, for the lift. I can't take you back there. Oh. You owe me a few quid for the petrol. Right, we've got more big hitters in action on ITV4 this coming week. It's the Players' Championship, and that starts on ITV4 on Thursday at 7 p.m. Well, the fourth round picked up where we left off, with yet another of the big four crashing to earth. Arsenal, the latest team to prove that the higher they fly, the harder they fall. Good night.